Do.
Welcome to the Gay Pod! So this is different. First of all, yeah, this is a sock on my microphone. The last episode we posted, or a couple episodes ago at this point, there were a lot of audio problems, and I said, we're gonna fix that. Fuck that. But besides that, welcome to the pod for the first time ever in 5 seasons. First of all, the first man besides me to be on the pod, and also one of our other producers, Producer Bash. Yay!
Hello!
Thank you for being on the Gay Pod when Maddie had to be absent.
Absolutely. Shout out to Maddie's family. Welcome to Portland.
Yeah. I hope they're having a good time. It was raining hard today. But
They're in Portland.
yes. So they should know at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're also like the first cis gay guy other than myself that we've had on the channel. And so I thought, like, what a better way and opportunity to actually talk about, like, specifically.
You know what this channel needed?
Another man.
More cis white men.
No,
Yeah,
and-
absolutely. 100%.
And we've always said that
Yeah.
here at the Gay Pod.
Yeah.
The production studio held together by 2 pieces of tape and some gum.
Yes.
But I thought today would be fun to talk about, like,
We
queerness.
just had to strike our Pepsi bottle because
I
it was in the frame.
did.
So
We did have to strike the Pepsi
we had to
bottle.
strike the Pepsi bottle.
But this is going to be we're going to talk about some gay shit. Obviously, that's going to be sort of the topic here. Is the queer or gay experience from both of our experiences here on planet Earth. But also I thought it'd be fun to pull some crazy gay stories that I found on Reddit.
Classic.
We're just and Maddie and I have yet to do the Reddit episode, and I know she's gonna be pissed. Sorry, Diva, that she's not here to do this.
Sorry, Diva.
But I need to comb through and try to see if I can find, like, an Ask Lesbians, like, Reddit. Like, I was surprised to know that there wasn't.
Have you been on Reddit?
Yeah, it's a male.
There's no Ask Lesbian Reddit?
I didn't see any. I could be a big fat fucking liar. So if you do,
lesbians in the chat, please.
yes, leave the r/ask
r/
lesbians Reddit so we can do some stuff and
Maybe
ask some
they spell it
questions.
with a Z?
Yeah, maybe lesbians, maybe lesbians.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it.
The millennial, like, oh, I'm a bean, doggo. That's you guys, right?
Yeah, well, yes, unfortunately, but not me. Not me.
Not
I
you.
do say doggo and referring to a dog sometimes, but
Mhm.
not even then.
Yeah, you're not.
I call them a fluffer usually, even if they're not fluffy.
Yeah,
Like if we see a dog walking down the street when we're out and about.
You do
look at
say
the fluffer. A floof.
Yeah.
A floof is in it's actually fluffy.
fluffy. Yeah.
But any dog can be a fluffer. I don't fucking know.
I also just a quick little side tangent before we get right into it. There has been this character that has entered my life, Maddie's life, Bash's life, and Maddie were here would probably be talking about it. Lita Beta Butt. What is it? Lita Beta Bota Butt?
Lita Beta Bota Butt.
Lita Beta Bota Butt.
So shout out Lita Beta Bota Butt.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer you have on this earth, but
spiritually, I feel like Lita Beta Bota Butt looks.
yeah. And if you don't know what that is, go on TikTok and just look up Lita Beta Bota Butt.
But yeah.
And he'll spell it in the
Yeah, it'll be right
whatever.
here.
Yeah. Wah.
Wow. Lita Beta Bota Butt is crazy because then there's also Emerald Jane Greenball.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Derpy Doopy Da.
This is your FYP.
Yeah.
And Emma. I know Emma because Emma's
yeah.
a black lab and
Yeah.
the rest of them are all like
Crazy looking
scrawny
dogs.
little dogs.
And she shaved Emerald Jade Greenball, and I was like, girl, she looks bad. Busted. Cracked. Horrible.
The first time I saw this, they had just gotten Emerald Jade and they were introducing Emerald Jade to the TikTok, I guess, to their TikTok page. And they came to live with us and they were right next to Lita Beta. And the contrast between the two is quite distressing.
Very.
They appear to be probably the same breed of dog even. One is just like, I don't know, maybe Jade is like 2 or 3 years old and Lita Beta is like 102 or 3 years old.
Here's some Lita Beta lore. Some Lita Beta Bota Butt lore. She that dog is actually her mother's dog.
That tracks.
Yeah, and also I will say
Yeah.
it's like a 50-50 balance. 50% is how Lita Beat a Butt looks, but also the other 50% is her owner's accent and charisma
Oh,
when talking to her
absolutely.
dogs.
Very southern,
Yes.
very rural sounding. I'm trying to be
Lita
nice.
Beat about a butt.
Yeah. My little Lita Beta Butter Butt. I mean, that's pretty much
You
what she
leave
said.
Emerald, and she looks like she kind of smokes.
Oh, she
Like she probably
must. Absolutely,
does.
100%.
I did see.
Virginia Slims.
Yes, I did see a Lita Beat a Butt meetup.
You know what?
You want to go to Lita Beat a Butt meetup? My favorite.
On that side note right there, I don't think I would ever have a dog later in life where I could possibly pass away while it still lived.
Alive, yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say like that's morally irresponsible, but for me personally, and not that I don't trust people to take care of my dog. I know that if God forbid something were to happen to me, Simon would be well cared for. It's not like that, but obviously old age, I don't think that I would adopt a dog or get a dog after like 60, 65 years
No,
old,
and you want to know
just because I wouldn't want.
well, and the TikToks that make me the most sad are like when you see that there's a very well loved or like an older dog or an older cat in a shelter,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm here because my owner passed away or my owner couldn't take care of me. That's really upsetting because old people live a very specific lifestyle, and unless you like match that, that animal might not be down to live with you, and like leaving it behind or doing a bunch of stuff or being away from it.
It's that very touching and sad and
cringy. That TikTok audio going around right now, the whoa whoa, like it's just it's just sad.
Yeah, all of it's sad. But it's, what do they say? They're one chapter to you. Well, they're one chapter of your life, but you're their whole book.
I can't.
Cringe, but real.
The one thing,
and that's what I think about, like with Lita Beta, for example. Like her whole life was with the mother or whatever who passed away, and now the daughter is taken care of and very well cared for. She's clearly, I mean, happy. She's fine, but still, that dog had her whole life with one owner, and then that owner's just gone. I don't think they can comprehend what happened. They don't understand.
I will say, to be fair, though, I do think that in the case of specifically Lita Beat About a Butt, we need to put a counter for how many times we say that without stumbling.
Hey, you're the editor.
But it would not surprise me if I believe her name's Rebecca. No, I want to say Reba, but that doesn't sound right.
Feels like a stereotype.
Yeah, but the owner, I know that it would not surprise me if her and her mom were hanging out every day anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they were probably very close.
Someone did say that
they very well could have lived together. Now, now that I
think about it.
Yeah.
The other thing that I do think is funny is someone commented and said that the donut cushion she wears, they were like, that's her vest from the Titanic.
Yeah, Lita Beta wears the donut.
Yes.
The dog.
The owner does not. The owner does not.
When she sits on the couch, she has to have support because she's 103 years old.
Poor baby. I did, speaking of experiences, you know what also is unique, I feel like, to older gay men? There's always a little dog. Like, I don't know a lot of gay men that have big dogs. I feel like all gay men I know have little dogs.
Do you think Simon's a little dog?
No, but like you're the first person I met where I'm like, oh, he has like a bigger dog, not just a little dog. I guess I do know another person or two more people with bigger dogs, but I feel like the stereotype is older gay men have the little dogs.
Even young, I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of true. I couldn't tell you why. They're probably easier to like care for and like carry around and take places and that kind of stuff, because it is Simon's size can be a hassle sometimes.
Yes, but we still pick them up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, when we're in the apartment, but like if we were out and about and we had a small dog and they started being overstimulated by all the people like Simon does, we could just scoop him up in our arms or whatever.
Grab
him.
We
can't do that with poor Simon. We could. It would make it worse for Simon because he's not used to being picked up like that.
No, but I do think too. I'm thinking about just references to like Nathan Lane's character in Modern Family.
100%.
With Beyonce.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yes, you're absolutely right.
But I guess I gotta ask. You're gay, right?
Yeah.
Only sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
My question to you is, you know, as of late, and especially considering just the differences in, I guess, our queer experience, the one thing that I did want to ask you in this episode that I feel like Maddie and I kind of talked about was like, what was it like coming out for you? What was it like, like socially, I guess? Because Maddie and I, when we were talking about it, we realized that we were kind of lucky to be in the situation where like it was chill. There wasn't anything crazy that went on. Like we weren't bullied or anything. But like, what was like? How was your coming out situation? How's your queer experience been
Um,
so far on planet Earth?
I, much better lately, like relatively lately, not necessarily the last 18 months or so. Um, uh, that's very loaded, and I'm trying to decide how I want to say this because I mean it is a little bit of a trauma dump. It's not like really bad, but I mean it is a little bit of a trauma dump. I think I need to preface this by saying my mother was a fantastic woman and I love her to death. And at the end of her life, we had a fantastic relationship and we did have some bumpy spots. So I'm going to put that out there right now. My coming out experience was having the Bible thrown at me and being told that we could not adopt my younger sister because I was gay. I have a younger sister. Like religion.
And I feel like now, and I feel like nowadays, if I were to have kids, I would, if I had a son, and then I was having a daughter,
Yeah.
low-key, I'd want my son to be gay to help me raise my daughter. Just because I feel like number one, knowing me and
Well,
like
and like I said, everything we had rough spots, and the time that this was happening, the literal years that that this was going on, is definitely appropriate for the time. Like it doesn't feel like out of the. It could have been worse. It could have been better. Um, I was taken to a Pray the G.A.Y. camp thing. It was an office.
Did it work?
Not so much. I didn't actually go. I didn't end up going. This was shortly before I turned 18. So I was turning 18. I literally want to say it was like a month or two. I was going to be 18 when they took me to this therapist that somebody at their church told them about. And basically, it was they had a house or they had some facility or some thing that you went away to in the state that I lived in, and you essentially prayed the G.A.Y. and you had Bible studies and you had devotions, and now looking back, we all can look up, if you don't know queer history. I think you should, no matter gay, straight, bi, trans, whatever, however you fall in this beautiful rainbow of queerness, you should know about these conversion camps because they're actually starting to be re-legalized.
Yeah.
Like they were made illegal because it's a form of torture. But again, the current political climate in the last 18 months.
And again, the crazy idea of let's take all the gay people and round them up and put them in one
a
spot.
house, yeah, right.
Put them in just let's
the
just put
dude
them in
that
one
I
spot.
talked to was so gay.
Just doing the Lord's work.
You're not exaggerating.
Just doing
His
it.
office,
Doing it.
one wall, the wall behind, because his desk was here and he sat there and I sat on the side, and the wall behind me was 100% corner to corner, wall to wall, ceiling to floor, Mickey Mouse memorabilia.
Oh, a Disney gay.
Like specifically Mickey Mouse. It wasn't just like Disney. It was all different statues and stuffed things and books, like Disney books about Mickey Mouse. You know
Things
that
were
you
getting
get
stuffed
like
in that
it was
office.
like any type of Mickey Mouse memorabilia you could think of. He probably had it on that damn wall, and he was very, very gay, very, very, very effeminate. Very effeminate man. I hope he's doing well, honestly. I would honestly like to know how he's doing 20 years later. Could not tell you that man's name. I talked to him
Probably
one
a
time.
season pass holder for Walt Disney World Resort.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope he
and I know you're from
is
Kansas
living
and
his
it's not this
actual
southern,
truth.
but living his truth.
But yeah, so I had that. I guess I had that meeting, and it terrified me. It did. Just the threat of it happening terrified me. But unfortunately for them and my parents, I was almost 18, and even if they had made me go, and like I said, my mom and I had a fantastic relationship when it was all said and done. When it was all said and done, because my mom was not actually a horrible person. she was just indoctrinated into a religion that told her that's how she needed to treat her son, and that changed.
Well, and what's crazy is I feel like even if you did end up in that situation, I feel like you have such a good head on your
I would have had my
shoulders.
first boyfriend.
Yeah, like hello, and
No, it
also
would have.
I could imagine you.
Look, I went to church camp, and this was voluntarily, like with the youth group church camp, and they had church, like people. I don't know how many of your viewers actually been to church. It's America, so I assume to some degree, but especially where I'm from, everybody. Right in here in Portland, not so much. But we had literal church services, hour to an hour, half long church services, like sermons, songs, the whole fucking shebang, 4 times a day,
Jesus.
every single day.
Literally.
And like 5 days, all 5 days. It was because there was 2 in the morning, one after lunch, and then 1 in the evening. So it was literally 4 times a day there was church, and then in between church you had meetings and groups and things. The afternoon is when you were free to do whatever, and they had horseback riding and archery and all that kind of stuff. And you had like maybe 2 to 3 hours a day to do that, but the rest was literally some sort of religious instruction.
I would have to
and that was voluntary, so I can't even imagine what the Pray the Gay Way camp would be like.
I would have to Zazie Beats They Will Kill You style my way out of there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would not.
Back, it's like, my experience wasn't as bad as a lot of people that are like ex-evangelical and former Christians and whatnot, but I can see it now. Absolutely. That's crazy. A lot of that shit was fucking crazy.
Because,
I did it because my friends were doing it. And it was fun. I will say it was fun because I was with my friends, and that is what we defined as fun at the time.
Well, what's crazy is that's why I'm gay, is because my friends were doing it. I said, well, that sounds right. Not most
that
of my,
is the gay agenda.
Not most of my guy friends, but like there was a period in high school where like I think my freshman year, one of my closer friends had gone to a different high school, and I wasn't in any classes with any of like my regular friends that I would hang out with on a daily basis. So I was forced to meet new people. And in these new people that I had met, they were older than me. They were like juniors, seniors, like could drive and go and do places, and they would pick me up and take me places. And like one of the first exposures to like the queer world I had, I think I told you a couple weeks ago, was the music video Peanut Butter by RuPaul. I just remember being like, oh, so this is what gay is. And then they were telling me about Drag Race.
I remember a gay couple holding hands on, I think it was Ricky Lake.
See, I feel like that's more... Like, isn't Ricky Lake a person?
Yes, she is.
Hairspray.
Yes. She
yes.
In a decade.
See, what's crazy is for a majority of my life, I thought Ricky Lake was a gay man. Nope, that's a woman. Yeah, I mean, if you hang out spiritually, if you hang out with John Waters,
I really think she's definitely primo fag hag.
Oh,
with respect for the term. I know it's kind of antiquated.
And yeah, I remember, okay, so this is being gay, and then watching a whole season 7 of Drag Race and being like, okay, so I get it. And then I think the other exposure to the culture was working at a gay bar at 18 or like at a drag venue at 18. Yeah. And I just want to say, I feel like we're losing the culture of like, you need to know older gays so that way you get into stuff like Golden Girls or whatever. Like Peace, Love, Unity, Respect, Golden Girls never really watched it like that, but like it feels important. It feels important to queer culture. You know what I mean? Like it feels like older gay men didn't have a lot, or even just like.
I think that we do tend to gravitate towards each other even when we aren't out as young people. So I think that makes sense that you started hanging out with other people that were.
Well, and because it came with
like realize what
it came with the territory of like liking like
horror
movies.
I was completely isolated.
Yeah,
from anything like that. I went to a public high school, and I wasn't like I said, completely isolated. But my major friend group was the church, and I still love those people. They're still some of my best memories outside of some of the Christian shit.
You guys were all gay.
There were a few that I'm sure. But I still had to figure it out myself, and I still had to figure out what that meant and what the repercussions of that were, because, being a good Christian in the church that I was going to. So yeah, now that all of that being said, I even had a few allies in my youth group, which was fucking awesome. My friends at school, I was in theater. It was very cringe how he came out. I'm not going to rehash it, but it was very high school drama.
Like an episode of Glee.
And what, like, guys, I have something I need to tell you. Similar to that, and they're all like, yeah. Right.
Yeah. No,
What's really funny is when I was doing it, it was at a cast party, because where the fuck else would you do it?
Yeah.
And
that's exactly the place to do
the best place. And my closer group of friends were here, and like the older group of friends were like the older seniors. I think I was a junior. I was a young junior. But like some of the older kids, some of the kids that I wasn't as close to, which naturally happens if you have a group of 15 or 20 people. The funny thing is that while I was doing that, in the other room, one of my theater classmates was like, I wonder if they're doing, like, what are they doing there? Like, because we were all, like, in the hot tub area or whatever. And he's like, oh, I wonder if Sebastian's coming out. And it was happening as he was doing that. And I heard about that later from somebody else. So
felt it through the divine way.
I know, but it was very, very cringe. My friends at school were very, very supportive. So all of the more negative stuff was personal family things. And like I said, it's all... That is in the past. As far as any rift in my family, nobody has a problem with it. Even my grandmother, before she passed, the last time I talked to her, she told me, "I will always love you no matter what." And I know I was her favorite. I know I was. All of my cousins know that I was. So I don't think she gave a shit. I think she was just born in 1936, and that's not an excuse. That's an explanation.
Give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
Audio problems.
Oh no!
It always happens. It always gets aggro. I don't know why.
Did it stop recording or?
Hold on. Okay, there we go.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
With what was I saying?
1936, your grandma.
Oh yeah, my grandma. Yeah, so I don't think that she genuinely cared. I think that she did what she had to do to get through that time period, and I don't think that, there's a lot of stereotypes about white people from that decade. My grandfather, much more so, that type of person. My grandmother, I think, not.
Yeah.
However, also did not have her voice, and never really got to have her voice as far as anything like that was concerned. But
yeah.
anyway.
Well,
yeah.
Well,
so yeah, personally, family stuff, it was rough. We got through it. I don't speak to my family for other reasons now, so nothing to do with my queerness.
Well, thank you for sharing about
friends.
that.
Yeah, friends at school were very supportive, so I had a good group of people, and I had the support to, and then obviously being in theater, and then when I was in college, I was in theater, and I started working in restaurants, and God knows everybody that works in a restaurant is queer, okay?
It's literally the only way to survive is if you have other coworkers.
I don't think I can tell you how many of my straight coworkers I slept with in restaurants specifically.
Yeah. Well, and I do want to say again, like, thank you for talking about your experiences and stuff like that. Just because I feel like, especially now, I feel super lucky to have had the experience I had coming out. I mean, like, was it still stressful and traumatizing? Mm-hmm. Yes. Mostly because I feel like at some point I would just like for that to not have to be a thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It is so strange because when I was in high school, we did not have a GSA. We did not have a Gay Straight Alliance. They did exist. We knew that they were out there in the United States, but not anywhere near where I was being raised. But we did not have one. And then 10 years later, I'm in college for teaching, and I'm working in a classroom, and there's GSA, and this is less than 10 years, and it was a robust GSA, and I went to a suburb high school. It was in the city that I lived next to, this high school that I was working at, and I was just blown away that even after 10 years, that so much had changed as far as the culture of teenagers being gay. When I was in high school, there was a gay senior. Every year, there was a gay senior.
There was just one.
And that's it. And guess who the gay senior was? My senior year.
Oh my God, it was you. Congratulations.
And I remember giving a speech. I was giving a presentation about change, and it was for an advanced English class that I was a junior year. and you had to invite 3 people to come in and judge you, and you just presented to them. And they were people. One of them was a teacher that I knew. One was, I think I had my mom come in actually and do it. And the theater aide, or the theater, he directed the plays. He wasn't a teacher. He was a substitute teacher for the district, but he directed some of the plays. He asked me about coming out as being gay, and I know he knew. I think he was trying to probe me. This was before I came out. I think he was trying to probe me into, what would you do if you were gay and came out? And I told him, I remember saying that I don't think that I would come out because it would be too hard. It would be too difficult. And I don't think that I could be that person. And then lo and behold, a couple months later, I was coming out in a hot tub, and then senior
and
year,
everyone knew.
Everybody knew. It was not. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't a surprise, but people still people really didn't give me a lot of shit.
Even your girlfriend knew.
Yeah, I am 6'3". At the time, I was 250, 275 pounds. I was a big boy. People really didn't fuck with me, and I think it was just sheer size. And I'm very nice.
Oh my God! And God tried to smite you in a van.
Yes. Yeah. We could have a whole episode.
Yeah.
Maybe the next episode we'll just do all of Sebastian's religious trauma.
Because that
is both physical trauma and spiritual.
If I may, the TLDR of that story is you were on your way to Bible camp.
On the way home.
On the way home, and the van just caught fire.
Yep.
And just randomly, and you got out into the side of a highway, fell and broke your arm. Yep. And then the van exploded. Yep. And I like to just think that,
all accurate.
Yeah, I like to think that day God put a hit out on you. That was your test of, you need to come out now or forever hold your peace. Exactly. Also, I'm just thinking about this. They could make Jesus or God look anything however they want. How come they choose to make Jesus hot every time?
Men are always seeking the male gaze.
And the male gaze, am I right, brother?
Even in 2026, men, straight men that go to the gym and they do all the muscle stuff, they're not doing that for women.
They're doing it.
They think they are. They've convinced themselves this is going to get me, a lot of attention from the ladies. And yeah, it will, because a good-looking guy is a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
But you're doing it for other men.
Yeah.
You're doing it for the other guys at the gym. So you go, oh man, nice rep, nice, lats. You crave that attention about how good you look.
Yes.
And it's for other men.
Yeah.
And as a gay man, I'm fine with that because absolutely, if I work out or am I doing anything to make myself look better, it is definitely for other men because I want other men to be attracted to me.
Yeah.
And or myself, the whole do it for yourself. That is also a thing.
Yeah.
If you think it looks good and it makes you confident, then absolutely you will attract the people that you want to attract. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just they're always being gay is a sin, and yet you put one of the hottest depictions of a powerful figure in front of you.
Catholic Church, all of those crucifixes,
and then
he's got a 6-pack. Jesus has an 8-pack.
And then you look at me and you go, now get on your knees. Hey, so what the fuck else am I supposed to feel like? Hey, so... the more especially when you are going to a Catholic wedding or whatever, and you have to get up and kneel 8 times.
You don't have to, right?
Okay, but when I went to a Catholic wedding one time, my parents were you're doing this to be respectful, and I went, this sucks.
Yeah.
I'm if you would have told me I was working out,
I think that it is more disrespectful for you to go through the motions just to go through the motions than to do it out of sincere devotion to your faith.
Yeah.
And I have opinions about religion as a whole. But yeah, so I think it's more disrespectful to be forced to do it. Similar to the Pledge of Allegiance and shit. I think that it's incredibly disrespectful for what you are doing and what you are saying. First of all, do you realize what you're saying and what you're doing? That all aside, for what you are doing and saying, mm-hmm. for people to go on autopilot. And especially in the schools, you've been doing this since you were in 1st or 2nd grade. You just stand there. You don't really pay attention to what you're doing, what you're saying. I think that's more disrespectful than you just sitting down and shutting up and not saying it at all.
Yes.
Which I did plenty in high school, and it ruffled a lot of feathers because I was in a very, very conservative state. But it was also my First Amendment right. Because I didn't want to be part of the charade. I didn't want to be part of...
And there's 27 of those.
Of what?
Amendments.
Yes. Antonio learned something new this week, everybody.
I said there were 42, because that just felt right. And then it wasn't right. And then I said 31.
I think he said 62 or 60 some at some point.
Yeah.
He kind of started to go down, and then randomly went way back up, and it was a conversation.
It was a good conversation. I learned something.
You did.
And you should learn something new every day on this planet Earth.
Boy, sure.
And boy,
do
sure
you.
have I. And now speaking of learning something new, we should talk about gay shit on Reddit.
Okay.
I found.
Not that Reddit.
Not this Reddit.
Other.
My gay Reddit. My different Reddit.
Go to your,
do you want to start with something heavy or something funny?
Let's do heavy first. And
Okay, cool.
Funny at the end. I think that'll be a nice.
This is on r/askgaybros, and this user writes, "My BF has changed from very masked to very femme, and IDK how to feel. My BF has changed from very masked to very femme, and I don't know how to feel. I feel so bad because I really love him, and I'm proud of his journey because he's exploring one's femininity. It's very brave, and I'm glad to have been able to help facilitate that journey. I'm gay, and he's pansexual and the same age as me, 23, and this is his first queer relationship. He also didn't have many queer friends, and I've established him in my queer group. He's fit right in, and it's been an amazing experience, this big aspect of our social lives together. We've been together 9 months, and in the last 3 months, he's become very feminine and comfortable with that. He shaved his beard and doesn't grow it anymore. He's always wearing something feminine, and he's very into makeup now. Extremely good at it. I would also say his personality feels more feminine as well, as he's a lot more kind of dainty and cutesy.
Yeah.
My whole social circle is filled with feminine and queer women, with some feminine queer men too, and I guess going into this relationship, I was really happy because I felt like I had that differentiation and distinct presence of masculinity.
Yeah.
I guess there's also maybe some father figure issues I'm subconsciously attempting to resolve in this relationship with a masculine presence. I get that it's unhealthy, but I can't help but feel proud of him and simultaneously upset for myself as I feel as though something is missing. I would say I'm more mask presenting than he is now, and our dynamic has sort of changed. And sometimes I feel like I'm more of the masculine presence in our relationship. This is my first proper relationship, and I already knew my type was mask. He is pan, so his type is a lot broader than me, but he still has said he wouldn't put any expectations onto me to act a certain way, so I can't help but feel awful for feeling a little drawn back or upset. I'm very serious about him and see this as a long-term relationship. I've never fallen in love with anyone before, but this is just also new, and I guess I didn't realize how confronting relationships really were. I don't know what to do." And now we're going to give our advice.
Yeah, if this is the heavy one, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
This is kind of easy. I mean, not easy, but... I mean, you have options.
Yeah.
You need to figure... I'm very pragmatic when it comes to these kind of things, so I'm like, okay, these are the options that I have. Write them out literally on paper if I need to, and just kind of think about what will happen if I do this, and try to guess what will happen. I don't think there's any problem with being attracted to masculinity. I don't think there's anything wrong with losing attraction to your partner if they become more feminine and you are attracted to masculinity. I think that's something that you guys definitely need to work through. If you do genuinely love them, and they're young, they're 23, and this is both of their first relationships, is that right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. The boyfriend may be figuring themselves out, and that could mean anything. And you need to be there for that person as much as you possibly can. I have a former partner, he was actually a third in the relationship that I was in, she transitioned, and we no longer had a sexual relationship. I still love her. She's still, a fantastic person. I haven't talked to her in several years, but it just wasn't going to work. And they knew that. And I'm not going to speak on behalf of all trans people or on behalf of that's not my place at all. But I think to a certain degree they do understand. I think they're going to be hurt, and they're allowed. Everybody's allowed to feel the way they feel in this situation. You could, some options. You break up. It could be an amicable breakup. It could be
my favorite option.
Yeah, absolutely. You could you'd have to have a hard conversation. You do love them. You do want to be with them. Apparently right now that's the goal. And opening the relationship might be an option. Having a polyamorous type relationship might be an option. There are things you can do within a relationship that aren't quite so heteronormative that could help your relationship because they do still have feelings for them. They're not like you losing love. They just don't have attraction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what they should do. Because I don't know their relationship specifically.
Well, and I like, okay, so speaking on this, I feel like ever since I met you and have been hanging around with you more often, one of the things that I feel like I've explored with my own sense of self, like, is the ability to wear jewelry, is the ability to wear more feminine articles of clothing and wear more feminine patterns and things I didn't think that I'd be interested in. And I think obviously the first thing I would say is like you should just talk to them and be like, hey, like I've noticed that you're doing this a lot more often. I didn't know you were into this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And like starting off a conversation like that, I feel like normally if someone were to approach me like that, it would feel like, because also if you're noticing that they're doing stuff and you feel like you're becoming distant or you're drawing back, then they're definitely feeling that too. So if anything, you just need to be honest with them and be like, hey, you're dressing more femininely. Like, I didn't know, like, this was something you were into. Like, I'm glad that being together with me, like, has opened up this door.
Yeah, especially if you introduce them to a whole friend group.
Exactly. And especially, like, you shouldn't be surprised if, like, there are more women in their lives and more feminine, forces. You shouldn't be surprised if, like, I sound like a pastor. You should be surprised if, like, some of that's rubbing off. And especially if, like, if you guys are coming from the place of, like, being raised heteronormatively, if this door is open, then you should let it be open.
Right.
Like, trying to force it closed or, like, building up resentment against this person for experiencing their life doesn't really feel like a good way to have a long relationship like this person's asking for. And,
like, it's their first relationship, and how many people here are still in their very first relationship?
No.
Anybody?
No.
Like, literally anybody in the chat?
Absolutely not. No.
So, however, you can still be friends, you can still support, and to me, the way that it sounds is like that person never had exposure to that sort of feminine energy, and they could be trying to figure themselves out, whether they end up being trans or not, or maybe they end up deciding they like the masculinity better. They're 23 years old.
Who cares?
They got time to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
But they are figuring it the fuck out. So it's just kind of, you need to have the conversation, address it now. The longer you wait, the worse it will be.
Yep.
Because you cannot help what you are attracted to.
Yeah, or you can't help what you're into too.
It's when you take it into an area of negativity that it becomes toxic.
Yes.
But I am attracted, when he was reading this, I'm attracted to masculine men. I'm attracted to masculinity in that regard. I'm not generally attracted to men that are feminine or effeminate. I'm just not. If Antonio were to start doing that kind of stuff, first of all, it'd be weird because he is way more boy than I am. Like, with the farts and the jokes.
6'7".
So it'd be a complete fucking shock, first of all. But we would have a conversation because I still love you, but I'm losing attraction, and I think that's fair.
Dude,
I also know you.
Putting lotion on my body is way too much work. I could not imagine putting the effort into the game.
I know that you would respond well to it.
Yeah.
I don't know how these people would respond to that kind of frank conversation.
Well, and I don't think, not to sound like Smosh, but I don't think there's an update. Like, I don't think that this person, like, updated again or, like, said how it went. It's mostly just a bunch of people in the comments just being like, you need to talk to them right now. Yeah.
So I think that was a pretty good, like, easy tame first. Like, you said it wasn't that intense. This next one I feel like might be a little bit heavier, but...
Didn't I say we were going to start with the heavy one?
Yeah, I thought we were starting with the heavy one. So this one says, I always feel like I say the wrong things to my boyfriend. It's tagged as not a question.
You?
No.
Is this? Wait a minute.
Yeah, this is just to air our shit.
Just you.
I'm using this as a platform to air my grievances because you know how much I would love to put our personal shit out on the internet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But like, I don't even think we'd make money off of it.
No,
it's
not messy enough.
I am not joking when I say 99% of
of the shit that we get into is literally because of reality TV competition shows. I am not lying when I say it's literally just that.
Yeah.
It is the only time we ever get really heated, and it's usually just the difference of like, would you or would you not do this?
It's because I have morals. But
oh no, because this is a whole episode. Don't even get me started. Don't get me started on the traitors. Don't get me started on Squid Game, the reality TV show. Don't do it. But this says, not really a question, just wanted to get this off my chest. My partner and I, who have been together for multiple years, every time politics and culture stuff is brought up, I always feel like I say something wrong that makes him get agitated at me or questions me and not question me with words. Whatever the hell that means.
Okay.
I usually don't like commenting on such things because of this, but when I don't comment or engage in it, it also discourages him, so that's why the other day I told myself I'll engage. It's not like I'm this right-wing person arguing left-wing person. Like I said, I'm not a political person, and I don't watch the news. Keeps my mental health good and keeps me focused on taking care of myself and loved ones. He is a left-wing progressive and does watch news regarding affairs. He is great to me and makes me happy, and for the most part, I make him happy to when it comes to spending time, sharing laughs, encouraging his dreams and career aspiration. It's just, again, when certain things get brought up, it always feels like I'm in the wrong and it makes me feel like crap.
What are these certain things?
I know, right?
I want to know what the certain things are.
We've been together for a few years, and it's not like we have a problematic relationship.
It sounds like you have a problematic relationship.
Yeah, the one sentence in here that's getting me is, it's not like I'm this right-wing person.
Yeah.
So that kind of
tells me you're coming from a right-wing argument and whatever they are disagreeing about, so I'm going to disagree with them.
Yeah, pretty much.
I will.
Sebastian.
Yeah. Will. Yeah, what are these certain topics? That's my most pressing question, is what are these when certain subjects come up, what certain subjects? Because, like, the way that they're writing it is like, oh, just certain subjects, and it's like being able to marry children, or the way that ICE is treating American citizens and non-American citizens in this country, like those types of things. Those are like
very defining
things. Right wing.
Yeah.
Those are really terrible things.
Also, fuck ICE.
Yeah. Objectively terrible things. So what are these certain subjects that come up? That's my big question. I don't think I can fully answer that, but I have a feeling the coding of the way this is written and the way that it... Because again, it's when certain subjects, they said that like 4 times.
Yeah.
Without listing anything that they talked about. So they should break up. Your boyfriend should find somebody better.
Yep.
Was this gay, guys? Was this...
yeah, r/AskGayBros.
Ask Gay Bros? Is it... okay, so there. We presume this is a male.
Yeah, another man. Yeah.
Okay.
And like that's why I wanted to, when I saw this one, I wanted to read it to you specifically, because I feel like there were just a lot of colorful language choices in here that kind of made me like raise an eyebrow and be like, because unfortunately, in this day and age, we do have right-leaning gay people. We do have right-leaning queer people. And it's kind of like watching the blind leading the blind. It's very discouraging to see that, like, my big thing too, and the reason why I also bring this up, is I fucking hate queer people that are not political. Yeah. They bother me. Yeah. I cannot stand them.
Okay, I can understand. Okay, when you're non-political or apolitical, that is the problem. I can understand queer people not wanting to like put themselves out there, like in protests or things like that. Do something, at least speak about it, at least know about it, have some common sense. You cannot... I'm going to get on a soapbox.
Do it!
You cannot be a queer person in America and not be political. We cannot afford it.
Damn straight.
We cannot. I don't care. Any person of color, any minority of any type that you can possibly think of, we do not have the option to not be political. I like the crappy saying, I don't do politics. Well, politics does you.
It really does. And especially,
do you want lubrication or not?
Yeah, and like, especially with the new statements coming out from the White House about trans people and stuff like Good that. Lord. Like, it is unfortunately like we do not have the, like, as queer people, we do not, some people think they do, but we do not have the luxury of pretending like when the guns start being aimed and when shit starts rolling out, like, we're not going to be the first people targeted.
Got comfortable, and I'll admit that millennials are a little bit responsible for that, because we saw so much getting better that we didn't realize how quickly it could be snatched away. And that's our own naivety about the situation. But like earlier, we were talking about the GSAs and everything. So much has come, but it's going backwards. And that's really weird to experience from my perspective, that now we've come so far as like, especially gay youth and whatever. And now we're going backwards. Like people are fleeing the country because they don't want to go back in the closet. And that's terrifying as a queer person. And even if you are not trans, like the worst subset of queer people are gay white men. Hi.
Hello.
I'm a gay white man. We are fucking terrible.
Horrible.
The privilege, it's the white part. I really, that's what it is. And the male part, actually, my man part, because there are privileges that come with being a man and white in this society that we live in. It's a simple fact. And we think that being gay makes us the exception to that. Maybe that much.
Yeah.
But what do you do with it? Do you realize it? Do you change it? Do you internalize it? Do you process it? Do you get rid of it? Do you try to fight it? What are you doing with it? And a lot of them don't do it. They still weaponize it. Like, it's just, there's so much going on that we cannot afford to be non-political. And this feels very
Politically loaded.
white gay man who doesn't want to deal with politics.
Oh yeah, 100%. And again, it comes from a place of like, well, it's not going to happen to me.
Because you just need to know your queer history. Period.
Straight up.
If you are queer, you need to know your queer history. Like white gay men have trans black women to thank for most of the shit we have today. And white gay men think that their shit don't stink.
Yeah.
All queer people should know about queer history like this, and I think all queer people need to be political. You need to be involved.
And one of the comments,
maybe one day in the ideal world, you will have the privilege of saying, "I don't do politics," and it'll be okay. But unfortunately, that'll probably be like 2 or 3 generations from now. That's not gonna 3-4 generations from now. That's not gonna be.
And one of the
in my lifetime for damn sure.
Well, and one of the comments, says, when he brings up such topics, instead of giving an opinion or adding something into the conversation, try to be like a curious kid. I think he's less likely to take offense from questions and genuine curiosity. Also, some people just like to speak nonstop, especially about things they have extensive knowledge about. Just give them an opportunity. Mm-hmm. And it's also an opportunity to learn. Podcast. Yeah. And the person responded with, I'll definitely keep trying to do that. Just feel like it might end up him getting frustrated because I don't know things he feels like I should know because I'm a queer person of color.
Ooh. I could understand that frustration. I wonder if boyfriend might be white.
Probably.
Because I can understand that frustration a lot. Especially as a queer person of color. It's not the OP's fault.
No, I don't think so.
They could try to educate themselves, and I think that they need to, because they clearly have not been exposed to that education.
Well,
maybe the boyfriend isn't willing to do the educating.
Well, and the other thing too that I think is really important to bring up is like queer history isn't taught in school at all, no. If at all. Like in the and the only time I feel like I ever learned about it was specifically in health studies class, and specifically because when they're talking about STDs like HIV, they bring up like how dangerous it is because of what happened in the 80s and 90s with queer people. 80s, yeah. But like I just think that like only talking about it under the guise of like, that's also kind of subconsciously being like, gay people have the risk of dying. Like you have a higher risk of dying. And I feel like that's just really...
My mom, like after when I initially came out on the whole like Bible throwing thing, and the initial fight or whatever happened, we were actually at a family member's house in another state, and driving home, I think it was just me and her. Maybe my dad and brother were asleep in the back seat, because it was just me and her. And I just remember her saying that she didn't want to have to bury her son.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's only like, I didn't quite realize what it meant at the time. It's what she grew up with, though.
Yeah.
Gay men equals HIV, disease, and death. It's all she knew about gay men, gay people, was what she graduated high school in 1979. So she was a young person, young adult, all through the 80s. And we know how Reagan handled that.
The AIDS crisis, yeah.
So I get it. it breaks my heart now to think that that's what my mom thought would happen to me. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going on 25 years of being sexually active, and
I'm way chilling.
I'm good. No STDs for me, no STIs for me. You know,
We're crystal clear.
Yes.
But like I do think that again, like that stuff comes with like the proper education, and especially nowadays, and hopefully these programs don't become targets of, but they might, of like I feel like sexually and like sexual health has become such a big, like, even straight people are now like, go get tested every 3 months. Like, if you're sexually active, go do this. 100%. And I feel like that's just a healthy, responsible thing instead of turning it into this, like, if you have sex one time, you're going to die bullshit. Yeah. I feel like when we tell people to go get tested, that means more people get tested, more things get found. Things get found, we try to find solutions for them. And like now we're even on a path where HIV is being eradicated completely from some people in specific lab cases, which is incredible. Yeah. And it's life-saving. Yeah. And I think that it sucks that we had to lose so many people to get to that point. Mm-hmm. But it just sucks because it feels like every time us as a country, we have to learn a lesson, it feels like some minority is always the poster child of the things that needs to get fixed. And of course, it's not until it's affecting old rich white men do we need to find these things and fix them. But yeah, I think that queerness and being politically active and are two things that go hand in hand, because unfortunately when you identify as queer, you are signing up to be in the minority. Yeah. You are signing up to be the target of traditional people, because it is a non-traditional life, quote unquote, non-traditional lifestyle, even though the Greeks were fucking like horses and rabbits and shit. But yeah, I think that when it comes to these conversations, especially if it's with someone that you care about, you just need to be open and willing to engage.
100%.
You just gotta be, and you'll learn something.
Literally, I can be like so understanding. I need to know these people specifically to know exactly what the problem is, because it's just like, this feels very generic. Like the way that the words that they were using. I'm a word ninja as well, and I can see through this kind of stuff. Like,
bullshit.
So like, I think you guys probably end up breaking up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You probably disagree on some things that are pretty serious, or. For example, if you had like no idea that we were engaging in war in Iran, and you're like, "What? What are you talking about?" I might be kind of pissed off. If you literally had no fucking idea that we were in war right now, I might be irritated.
Also because
because like, that's not just, I'm not political. That's just, you're not fucking paying attention.
Yeah, I was going to say too, especially a post like that made on the internet where you could look things up, being like, I don't know anything about anything. Okay, well then take the time to learn. 100%. Like, if people are getting mad at you because you don't have the opinions, or they're getting mad at you because you're saying a very like unpopular or even like very wrong opinion, then again, opinions are assholes, right? But like, there are certain things where like you say that and people look at you differently because you're talking a specific way, because you are repeating the machine. Mm-hmm. You're not repeating your own independent values and opinions. But yeah, I think now that we've gotten politics out of the way and religion, let's get to this story that I read the title of, and I was like, okay, so we were talking about this.
This is the one you found the other night when we were.
No, I accidentally deleted it. I found one earlier and I accidentally deleted it. I removed it from my saved and I'm very pissed off about it, but maybe I can find it again. Mm-hmm. This says, this is under r/gay, and then there's u/dispose and forget. So, I'm straight and I get BJs from gay dudes. Here's my story. Okay. So for about 6 months, I've been meeting gay dudes for NSA blowjobs. I've always loved getting blown, and and my chick tries her best, but she really doesn't care to do it, and especially not for a prolonged time. She likes to fuck. So okay, we fuck. And it's great. But operating on the principle that gay dudes must give the best blowjobs of all, I finally drummed up the courage, placed an ad, and picked a guy to try it. The first time I was nervous as fuck, but it worked out perfectly. The guy's apartment was a cool loft. I sat down, we chatted about nothing for a few minutes. Then he knelt on the floor in front of me and went to work. I leaned back, closed my eyes, and received the best, most skilled, slow, fast, soft, strong BJ I've ever gotten in my entire life.
Really, it was otherworldly. The guy really knew what he was doing, and he brought me to the edge a couple times, and then I came in bucket loads. I don't know how much of this I'm going to have to censor, by the way.
Yeah, right. This is going to be all beep, beep.
Yeah, beep, 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 beep. He swallowed it all, cleaned me up, and I was out of there. Since then, I've had similar experiences with a few other guys, and all very good. Also, before I forget, Maddie, we were talking the other day on the phone, and she goes, hey, so the other day in another episode, you said we should kill Donald Trump. Did you bleep that? And I go, was I supposed to? So, I'll bleep it this time, maybe.
Great.
But
the FBI hasn't shown up at our door yet.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, sorry. To continue. Every time has been with...
I figure out how Maddie had anything to do with the best blowjobs in the world.
Well, it was mostly the political talk, I think.
Got it.
Every time has been with no recip for me at all, and that was made clear beforehand. Every guy I've met has been totally content with just blowing me to completion, and that's it. Not a single guy has ever asked me to touch him or has been more forward than sucking my dick. None of them have never undressed or touched himself. I show up, he sucks, I finish, get dressed, and take off. Here's the most astounding thing.
Sounds standard.
I'm not what you'd call a good-looking guy. I'm tall and not fat, but I'm not particularly handsome. I'm not the guy that girls turn and look at. I have zero problem with women, but that's because I'm smart and a gentleman. Another discussion.
We both made the same face.
You have the same face.
We did.
But every guy I've hooked up with has been overly eager to see me again, always followed up with complimentary emails, texts, and clear...
How big is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Have you read...
Not yet, no.
Okay. That's, how big is it?
And clear open invitations back for more head whenever I want it. So all of this backstory is setting up 2 questions.
Okay.
Only 2?
Only 2?
What is it about messing around with a straight guy that is so appealing? Okay. If you scan the ads, there's tons of people wanting to suck a straight dick, married straight A+, and offers to be on call for a straight quote-unquote bud. When I place an ad on a gay site saying I'm straight, I can't believe how fast the replies come flying in. They're almost shouting, pick me. Yes. I admit, it's flattering, but I don't understand how I'm a more attractive man because I'm straight.
Okay, it's a great question.
2, what's the deal with no recip head? Every guy I contact is 100% cool with sucking me and not wanting anything in return. Some of them say they get off on getting me off. As a straight guy, that doesn't compute. If I'm having sex with someone and don't come, I don't consider it.
He's straight. That's for damn sure.
I don't consider it complete and will probably be very frustrated. Blue balls. I can't imagine someone going down on a woman until she comes and she zips up her pants and says, thanks, see you later, and gets in her car.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Straight as fuck.
Are these guys jacking off after I leave?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They probably have somebody else coming over after you
leave.
And they probably had somebody over before you got there.
Or otherwise satisfying themselves later?
Yes.
How is just sucking cock all by itself satisfying? Thanks for helping me understand.
Those are the 2 questions. First of all, the second question, he didn't need to ask the question. Why does he need to ask that question? It doesn't fucking matter. Why are you the old saying you shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth or whatever? Like, why are you... I don't understand. No recip. Do you want it to be reciprocated? Is that what you're asking for?
So you want to suck a penis?
Why ask questions?
So you want to put a penis in your mouth?
Why ask questions? If you are enjoying it, shut the fuck up and do it. Why are you asking a dumb question? Like, what is it with you not wanting me to suck your penis? You don't care.
Yeah,
you don't want the answer to that.
And also, I feel like if you're asking that question, the answer you're gonna get is yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
And then you're gonna go, that's gay, and it's like, well, yes.
Yes, it is. And since you are not engaging in that, then I guess you can keep your heterosexual card.
Also, holy shit, he's cheating on his girlfriend?
Oh, yeah.
Hello? God. What the fuck?
So the first question, the second question was the no recip thing. Some people, gay men, a lot of gay men are into that. I cannot tell you how to understand that. I cannot explain that to somebody. How can we explain why we are into anything that we are into? Because you just are or you aren't. There are a large number of gay men that are 100% into no reciprocation oral sex. They enjoy doing that. And for somebody else. And it does turn them on. What straight OP here doesn't realize is that when it turns you on or it gets you excited doesn't mean you need to get hard and you need to come. A straight man thinks that's what it is. that's what they think the attraction is, or that's what they think it gets me off, or whatever. We're not literally ejaculating.
Yes.
Sometimes, maybe, absolutely, actually, now that I say that. But, like, no, some people are into that, some people aren't. I'm not necessarily into that. I know you could be.
Me?
Yeah, you just wanted to, if somebody wanted to just give you no receipt head, you'd be like, yeah, sure. I mean,
yeah, and I think
think you might want to do something more, but you would be fine with. I'm just not that.
Well, I think the only reason I'd say yes is because they probably want it more than I want it, and so I feel like, and it's not like you want my penis, so I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah. But it's more like here.
It's definitely
no. it's literally more like yeah, sure, here. Like
yeah, sure, here.
Let me help you out.
Nice.
Yeah, I just
Antonio doing charity work.
Yeah, I'm doing straight charity, and I also think too,
straight charity work, literal.
I also think too, he's very bold to think that they're hooking up with him because he's hot.
Yes,
because
I do want to know what he looks like, because the way that he described himself sounds like a decent looking dude. And, and as we've discussed, the gays have switched.
Yeah,
we are now the more dad bod type.
Yes,
straight guys are the 2% body fat muscle heads. Not saying that there isn't overlap for sure, but you are more likely to find a gay man that looks more like an average man with a dad bod than you will, the way that it used to be.
And
the way that he described himself sounded fine. It could just be because he's straight. And again, the question that I asked is, how big is it?
Yeah, how big is it? Gotta know.
If you have a larger penis or a nice penis, or it's a good penis, they're going to ask for you to come back. If you don't, they will not. So it may not even be your face, because let's be real, they were not looking at your face.
No.
So that's why they're attracted to you.
And I also
again, I need to see a picture, because maybe you are more attractive than you think. I am apparently more attractive than I think. This guy tells me all the goddamn time. So maybe it is a situation.
HR, hey, by the way, HR cleared this. Oh, we're allowed to flirt with each other on set. Yeah. No, it's totally good. We're good. Don't worry about our internal operations. I think we'll be okay.
Do DV on camera again.
No DV.
That was a big warning.
But I also think too, a guy isn't hotter to me because he's DL. I don't understand.
A guy is hotter to me because he's DL.
But my question is
I don't understand.
I don't get why. Is it because it's a promiscuous thing? Oh.
I think that's what it is.
I just think they're kind of lame.
What do we mean a promiscuous thing?
I mean it's like a secret. You know, I just think that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
I just think that's kind of lame boo. It's 2026.
I'm never going to judge somebody for whatever reason they have or don't have for not coming out. Yes, we need more queer people to come out because we need to be in their faces. But if you are DL for whatever reason, absolutely. I don't want you to cheat on your wife
or girlfriend, which was crazy again. I feel like
yeah, we'll get to it. We're getting there. But if you're single, and to be fair, I don't generally ask, which is probably on my maybe should.
No,
I don't know.
I think going.
But there is something, and I think it's just the secretness of it. It's not because it's not even like you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, but it's that feeling. Do you know what I mean? You're getting away with something.
Yeah,
it's that feeling. Now, I don't think that I'm getting away with anything. I don't think that I'm doing anything wrong as far as that goes. But I know for him, it's a big secret, and it's I get to be part of that secret. And none of his friends will know, and I don't even know these people anyway.
Yeah,
so it's kind of even more funny when they're like, "I'm not going to send you a Facebook because I don't want nobody to know." Bitch, who am I going to tell?
Yeah, I don't know any of your people.
Show this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna the other thing that I think too that is weird to me is it's you view being gay as a secret or a secret part of you that needs to be hidden, or but to me, unless you are falling in love with me because I am giving you head, you are not gay. You do not have to worry about being gay. If you get a blowjob from a man,
and I would agree. I don't know if these are gay men. I don't know. That's kind of their decision to make about what they want.
And that's one of the things too.
I'm sure most of them are closeted gay men. Closeted bisexual men, I think, is a big one.
But that's the other thing too. Is like I feel like for me, I can start calling you gay or queer when you are in a relationship with someone. Like when you have committed your life to like when you've committed a part of your life to be like I want to be responsible or care for this person.
A bit hairy because you do have bisexual people that end up with people that are of the opposite sex or gender, and it's not. That doesn't invalidate their.
Yeah, but I do not think that having sex with the same gender necessarily computes in my brain to me to be like, oh, you're gay. Because you can be straight, have sex with a guy 1 or 2 times, and then be like, I don't think this is it for me.
Straight, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's about attraction.
And it's not like, oh, because you had sex with this person, you're now bisexual or pansexual.
Well, I don't think that it means you don't need to be in a relationship, though. I think that's where my sticking point with
falling in love, though. Like having feelings for.
Yeah, I think feelings need to be involved. I think attraction is a big one because I even think. I guess I don't know.
Have you noticed that every guy has another guy they would have, like a celebrity guy they'd have sex with?
Yeah.
And like, I think to me
Why
that.
Is it always Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, because straight guys are boring. And I think they
I mean, Ryan Reynolds hot, but he's like less
and straight guys,
because all the straight guys find
have you noticed that straight guys, when they talk about being gay, they automatically always put themselves in the position of being on bottom?
Yeah, 100%.
Which is so weird because why y'all want to take it up the butt?
Yeah.
That's gay.
That's gay.
But like, that's kind of why I'm like, I think that it is a more, to me, I think it's fine if it gets hairy, but that's why I think like this person is like, am I gay or like, what's the deal with? And it's like, I don't think you are. Like, I just think that you like getting head. Congratulations.
So back to, there is something attractive about, I mean, there is.
Because gay people are terrible.
Yeah, there is an attraction of a married man having sex with them or hooking up with them. There is an attraction there for some gay people. It's whether or not you act on it that makes you a good person or not. So with this guy, I don't know what to tell him to do. Like, he's not asking this question. This was not one of his 2 questions that he had.
He should have had a 3rd question, which was, how do I tell my girlfriend about this?
You can't be sneaking around your girlfriend like that.
No.
It's very, very, very unlikely you're going to get like an STI that way. It's possible. Very, very, very unlikely. So you're not really in jeopardy of that kind of thing. And that's a big motivation.
But dude, it's gross if you come home to your girlfriend and she doesn't know, and then you're having sex with her.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not okay. And especially because I know you're a straight guy, I know you're not showering in between. So that's gross.
The biggest thing that's going to need to be like cracked is the heteronormative heterosexual relationships that dominate our society, our culture.
And also, if you know your girlfriend doesn't like giving head, and she knows she doesn't like giving head, then how about you talk to your girlfriend about like, hey babe, I know you don't like giving head. Can I go get head from other people?
Yeah.
Is that okay? And if she says no, then you need to have a bigger conversation about your sex life, because if head is something that's important to you, then you need to specify that. And if she's not willing to do that for you, and she's also not willing to let you like go and do a thing that you enjoy doing, and you have to sacrifice that part of you, and I think it's fucked up of a person to be like, you need to sacrifice this part of your personality to be with me.
Shallow. It feels very shallow to be like, well, you won't give me head and I can't get in anywhere else, so we need to break up. That feels so fucking shallow.
But
it will lead to other
resentment. It'll lead to resentment.
Exactly. It will lead to resentment in other areas. And that's why when people have problems in the bedroom, it eventually leaks out into outside of the bedroom.
Yep.
A therapist will tell you that. And vice versa. But yeah, so that one little thing, even if he is good and doesn't go hook up with people, he will still want to, he will still think about it, and it will still damage their relationship. So he needs to talk, again, didn't ask this question, but he needs to have a conversation with his girlfriend. And heterosexual people need to be more open. With things like this. Because so the women that I know and the female women people in my life probably would all be cool with something like this, because I hang out with cool people.
I hang out with lesbians, so that'd be a shock if something like that happened.
I'm not really including lesbians in this particular thing, but some wouldn't, and I think a lot of women in our country, in our society, probably would not be okay with that. And there's different pockets of our culture and stuff that would be worse. It would be harder for people of color, for example, to come out. Because even, we attribute like homophobia mostly to men being homophobic, but women can absolutely be homophobic as well. They can absolutely enforce the patriarchy onto people, knowingly or not knowingly. So yeah, I don't know how his girlfriend would react. Maybe she'd be cool with it, and that would be the best case scenario.
Yeah.
And then you just got to regulate yourself so you're not wanting to go do it every night.
Yeah, and the other thing too, and then and that's the last like story that I had.
Yeah, cool.
But one of the things that I think comes into play here when we talk about this is like Maddie and I did a whole episode where we talked about like open relationships. We had someone ask a question about like the validity of open relationships and like are straight people just not engaging with it because their feelings are going to get hurt or they're going to get jealous. And like I think we are approaching a place in society where we are going back to those Grecian roots where like I think people are realizing that sex can be sex without the emotional attachment for some people. Not saying for everybody.
Like the way that we, in the Western world view sex and relationships like that is very, very rooted in the Christian religion and the Abrahamic religions. I would not even like Islam and Judaism. It's a social order that they wanted to impress for some reason or other, and it has stuck. That is not how humans behaved outside of Christianity, like he keeps bringing up the Greeks or, it is all over the world.
Witches.
In the Philippines, native peoples all over the world have queer people in their histories and honor those queer people. In the United States, native people have, two-spirit people.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like in Thailand, they respect, they call them lady boys. They call it, that is not a derogatory term.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it's basically another gender and people just respect them for that. They don't, Indonesia, there's a whole group of they're trans women and they are kind of revered as goddesses or like priestesses.
Yeah.
And they are considered special in that society. And that's modern day. That's current times,
Mm-hmm.
So it's all over the world. It's definitely a white Christian Western civilization issue. And that's what we all got to get over.
And
I think heterosexuals are coming around to it. I think that.
And I was going to say like even in Japan, like you want to go to a maid cafe? Well, who do you want to see in the maid dress is the question. And it's like, that is seen as a line of work. And people like build their bodies and careers to do that because they know that they can. And I just think that like the issue of like, my girlfriend doesn't want to give me head. I feel like you never want to have open communication because you don't want to be judged, and you don't want to have open communication because you're also going to be admitting to the fact that you've been stepping out on your woman.
Which is a whole other issue.
Yeah, which in the first place, by the way, I personally don't find DL men hot because it always comes at the cost of someone's family.
Yes.
And I don't think that that's fair to the non-consensual people that are involved in what's going down. And that's always sort of been the thing. And like, I'm not saying I've never hooked up with a DL man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that like afterwards and like years later, I kind of came to the realization of like, that person did have a wife and kids.
Yeah.
If they found out, number one, I'd probably get my ass beat.
Yeah.
Number two, like, what if that leads to darker thoughts? Like, what if that reflects poorly on like, what if those kids grow up and they're like, I hate gay people because they ruined my family. Yeah. And it's like, would I blame them for that? Yeah. Would I blame them for that? No, but like, I just think that gay men specifically, because it feels like these are the type of stories that we hear.
You have a guilty conscience.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is like gay men, like gay, cis, straight, white guys, like to imagine the taboo or whatever of it all. But like, again, they don't, what you said earlier, they don't value the ripple effect of that and how like taking these, don't go on dangerous journeys, like taking these risks, like involuntarily lead to other people getting hurt. And that is the part where like some people are better at it and being like, fuck it, that's not my life. But like when the wife comes down the street, rolls up in the Rolls Royce, jumps out with a gun, you're all of a sudden like, oh, maybe the dick wasn't worth it. Yeah.
And to me, we don't hear enough stories about the clapback for it, and that just shows that straight cis white guys are meant to be trusted. Fuck them.
Or I would omit white from that. Just cis
straight guys. Don't trust them. Don't trust them.
Yeah, they're a hard.
That's why we have the song "Smell Yo Dick."
Yeah.
I don't know how much. Let me give a gander at the clock for how long we've been recording. Oh, perfect. We can do some closing thoughts. This whole time we've been sitting in camera frame, I felt like we look like granola lesbians, like with their own self-help podcast and advice podcast, and it makes me giggle. And I personally love that for us. And I'm thankful that after 5 seasons, you finally decided to step up and step in. And I super respect you for doing this and talking about your coming out journey.
The first time he's asked me.
Yeah. No, do not let this producer lie to your face.
It was never, okay, you have never asked me, like, with serious intent. It was always, well, if you want to be on it sometime, or, hey, maybe, you could come on. It was always kind of like an idea, maybe you could come on, yeah, sure, whatever, and it just never really, like, materialized, because I'm not going to push for it. This was actually like, hey, on the 16th, do you want to do a pod? Because Maddie's not, this was like a planned 4-week ago thing that he asked me about. And that is the first time that has happened.
Well, and it's because of producers like you and producer Mac who have been like, you guys should like put a schedule together and stuff. I've been like, yeah, we probably should do that. Because then when we schedule things, we get guest appearances like producer Bash. And so, yeah, again, I just want to say thank you for being vulnerable on the pod and talking about your experience. Do you have any?
I don't have emotions anymore.
And also, I realize how it is to be on the other side of the door and just hear Matt, like just saying crazy shit.
Oh, yeah.
But like, do you have any closing thoughts? Any programs you want to shout out? Any political movements? Do you want to like talk about anything? Get on a soapbox for 30 seconds.
I did that. I did a lot of talking.
That's what a podcast is, love.
I think this might be a good time. If you like politics or religion type stuff, like we have talked about that I've introduced, because a lot of my interest is in that world, I think that we should start a politics edition of the Gay Pod.
Yeah, that's actually, we've been talking more. We have been doing more politics.
I've already got a name for it.
What?
We're going to call it Gape. So if you want to see Sebastian Gape, comments. That is the Gay Pod political edition. G.A.Y. PE or PPE. Maybe we can have a poll, because it could be the Gay Pod political edition or just G.A.Y. political edition. Gays arbitrarily yapping political edition. Gape. Ting. I'm a genius, bro.
That is so fucking good. That is so good.
I will put my TikTok information in here if you want to watch me rant and rave at stupid people about stupid stuff. It's not like a brand, but I have to do some re-educating a lot. A lot of Americans don't know a lot of things about America, like how many amendments there are.
And I use TikTok to look at decrepit old dogs that look like the Halloween mask from the Haunted Mask.
Yes. Opposites do in fact attract.
They do.
Yeah, so that's my pitch. I totally blindsided.
With
that.
I love that.
Let me know what you think.
Well, you're a producer, so what you say goes.
No,
you just have to host Gape.
Well, yeah, that's probably what would be the deal.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
well, yes!
It would be much shorter than this. I'm absolutely... like,
you can't do...
15, 20-minute things.
Yeah.
Something like that will start, and if it takes off, it takes off. But, because there's a lot of shit going on in the world.
There is.
I said earlier, you cannot afford to be queer and not be political, or at least know what is going on. We are in a terrifying time right now. There's lots of shit going on in this world that you should at least be familiar with and know what's going on. And I'm hoping the world is different than like when I was younger, but I remember like the war in the Middle East was always the war in the Middle East. I remember like the Israeli-Palestine thing was just a thing in the Middle East, and they've been fighting forever.
Free Palestine.
Yeah, free Palestine. I also was raised in an evangelical church, so of course the whole Israel thing, they didn't really push it as far as like Israel. They probably do now, but it was still Israel. You know, it was very pro-Israel, just like all of our propaganda in the United States, even outside of the religious world, is very pro-Israel, or has been up until the last 3-4 years. So yeah, so just knowing, being more familiar with, oh, it's just a war over there. Well, that war over there affects us over here. Right now, the war in Iran is affecting gas prices. It is a direct result of what is going on with the Strait of Hormuz. And right now, our esteemed president and his glorious administration are basically trying to make things go back to the way it was before they bombed Iran.
And gay people can't even drive. So if gas prices go up, who's going to take us places?
Right. But it does affect everybody. It does. This gas, we don't drive. We are public transit, but the bus uses gas.
Yes.
Our friends that give us rides use gas. The things that we get delivered, we're getting a bed delivered to our house, that uses gas. So the prices of everything is going to go up. If shipping your commerce costs more, the cost of that commerce is going to cost more.
And how?
Anyway, sorry.
And how am I supposed to buy poppers if I'm paying for gas?
Right.
Hunty.
Right. So yeah, these things, they're just, I don't know, I think that people just need to be more engaged, or at least more aware. And I think that I'm a pretty good person to be able to answer questions.
So follow Bash on TikTok.
If you go on my TikTok, so my
what's your at?
Really nice. At @the_Bash Jackson.
Love. Any relation to the Michael?
My middle name.
Oh yeah, your middle name is Michael. Bash Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. But yeah, so it's mostly like replying to comments and things, and I'll post some stuff every now and again, but it's mostly just ranting about something political that happened, or like when they cut food stamps. I did a lot of that kind of stuff. So it's kind of more current events, me ranting and raving and commenting to people, or replying to comments of people being dumb. And when I say dumb, like not understanding what a closed border is. That kind of thing.
Yeah, they closed a long time ago. Anyway, follow the Bash Jackson on TikTok. Make sure you follow the Gay Pod on TikTok.
Absolutely.
And if you've stuck around this long, hi, thank you for joining us. Please feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, talk about any of your gay experiences, or talk about any of your DL experiences if you have any.
And let them know if you want to see Sebastian gape.
And with that, we will see you guys next time, okay? Bye. Do do do.